Want me to come over here, Darwin? I appreciate it.
Sure.
And I already got to interview Danny first, but we're gonna start off with you since you're right here, right in front of us. Gripping, bro. I love the film.
Thank you.
Excellent film. The composition of it, the music, excellent. Can you tell me a little bit about what you did with this film? What brought you to Edgar Allan Poe?
So I've been doing like the beginning of the short story as a monologue, as an extra monologue for auditions for years. And I was working with a theater company in Lower East Side. They were doing a Edgar Allan Poe festival. And they suggested I might do something for their festival. I decided I'm also a composer as well as an actor, so why don't I write something for myself to perform? So I did it as a one-man, three-cello show for several years. And then a couple years ago I decided I'd like to do it again, but maybe as a film. So I created a screenplay as a film adaptation. So sort of the challenge always is, there's a lot of films that are first-person narratives, direct to camera, how to make that work, how to make that cinematic. So that was, because what I did on stage was just me, the three cellos, and nothing else, just a chair. So the film, everything we did with the set, different ways and locations, that was all from the film.
That was super cool. I love how you put that together.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Let's see, I had a couple more questions.
We got 5 minutes, Johnny, so moving to
right,
next.
Well, excellent job on that. Excellent job on that. Okay. Now I have Derek Fleming, right? Is Derek Fleming? All right. Thank you. Excellent film. All right. Now tell me a little bit about your film. That was you started off the whole thing right now, so it was a little dark in there. Ring my bell. I was thinking about that one song, ring my bell, ring my bell. So I thought it had something to do with that, but it didn't. Tell me a little bit about it.
Maybe I should be asking you about that song.
I'll tell you later about it.
Yeah, my movie, I'm Not the Voice in My Head. It's about the conversation that you kind of have with your own voice in your head, going back and forth. I think it's really interesting. I got the idea for the story when I was going through some tough things. I'm reading a book actually called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and it had a section that talked about that voice and the idea that there's kind of two of us, and there is the thinker who is constantly giving you a stream of conscious, like reacting to things that you see or what people say, and then there's us as the observer, who is the person who hears those things and decides what to do and how to act. And I think just everyone can relate to that in so many ways. And depending on the day or the person, it can be way louder for some people. So I thought that idea was worth exploring and showcasing.
Definitely was. Congratulations on that. That was really good. Thank you so much. And next we have Larry Rosen.
No, Tyrell.
Tyrell.
Jason.
Woo!
All right. That was a violent breakup, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. I mean, seriously.
What was tough about it?
Well, getting hit with those 10-pound weights. Now we're gonna be on the other side of those weights. Tell me a little bit about your film.
So I've done a lot of more directing. I started off doing a lot of camera work and editing and stuff. So Larry Rosen wrote the script. I had done a romantic comedy, some drama, nothing quite on the dark comedy side or horror-esque. I love horror, but I've yet to write any. Just writing myself with stuff, more drama-like. So wanted to do more directing. Larry had wrote this script and asked me if I wanted to direct it, and so I thought it'd be great practice to try something different from what I directed previously.
Well, good job on that. You did an excellent job on that. All right, congratulations. All right. And what was the hardest part of directing that film for you?
It went pretty smooth, surprisingly. Casting together really well. I thought the two people leads had worked together and know each other, but the team lead was the first time they met and they really clicked, which made it a lot easier than harder. Luckily, the hardest thing was probably just limited time. If we had more time, everyone I'm sure wishing to does films. They had more time to do more things, try more stuff. So the biggest challenge is
How long
probably
did
keeping
it-
on schedule.
How long did it take you to film?
One day.
One day? Excellent.
Yeah, just a lot of moving parts with background coming in. We had a pretty tight schedule to get things done. Move on to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And from a cinematographer point of view, I always want more shots. So
Right.
that's
Good
such
shots. A lot of
stressing
shots
things.
is good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
more options. So glad that we got all the shots that we did. But yeah, at the same time, a lot of people and waiting around and stuff. So I'm trying to keep everyone happy and move along as quickly as possible without jeopardizing the actors' ability and performance.
Johnny,
Very well done.
we have one more question, an open question, or I'll do it. What do you learn from making the film we just saw? Each of you, can you tell us?
Yeah, can
Who-
each of you tell us what was one thing that you learned from making this film?
Yeah. Then we.
How to make a film.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea what I was doing when I started, and I was lucky to work with a bunch of talented professionals who could help illuminate the process of producing and directing on, not like a huge scale, but on a bigger scale, I guess. Maybe kind of a big enough scale, so it was a lot of fun.
So I originally, in my mind, I kind of wanted the whole party to be at night. I saw it towards that night thing. So we went back and forth about it on the daytime. It worked out, and I would say from that I learned, things don't always come out as you want them in your head, or they might seem out of reach. If you just go with what's in front of you and let things kind of unfold, there's never going to be a perfect moment. So take what you can get, and a lot of times you'll be surprised it might come out better than what you had in your head.
All right.
This is my first short film, and I learned basically in pre-production that the more prepared we are, the better. So we prepared and storyboarded and everything, so we heck out of it so that when we were on set, we knew exactly what we needed to do, and if we needed to improvise, maybe something would happen, we were ready for it. So my biggest takeaway was preparation and pre-planning is the key to making a film.
There you go.
All right.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance, right? All right. All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Round of applause for them, please. Everybody step out of the room, please. We gotta clean very quick, and we start with the next. We're running late.